This has been a rather confusing week, I know. I don't think ever in the history of the Senate have we had a 21-hour filibuster and then the persons carrying out the filibuster voted for the issue they were filibustering. I don't think that's happened in the history of our country. And
I know the senator from Tennessee is learned on Senate procedures, so that I know that he must have made a misstatement. It is the vote tomorrow, cloture on the bill, that matters, because anyone voting tomorrow in favor of cloture is voting in favor of granting the majority leader the ability to fund Obamacare. And I know my friend from Tennessee understands that, so I'm sure his statement suggesting that the vote on the motion to proceed meant anything other than what it obviously meant, I know that was a statement in error.
But it's my understanding, again, relative to this vote tonight, happening tomorrow instead, is that my two colleagues, who I respect, have sent out emails around the world and turned this into a show, possibly, and therefore they want people around the world to watch, maybe them and others on the Senate floor, and that is taking priority over getting legislation back to the House so they could take action before the country's government shuts down.
The senator from Tennessee says that a vote in favor of cloture is a vote in favor of the House bill and in favor of defunding Obamacare. If that's the case, then the question I would pose to my friend from Tennessee: why is Majority Leader Harry Reid going to vote the same way you're proposing to vote? Why is every Democrat in this chamber going to vote the way you're proposing to vote?
Well, I would respond that after a 21-hour filibuster yesterday, you voted in favor of the thing you're filibustering, and Senator Harry Reid joined you in that too. So it seems to me that they're very similar.
Given that that amendment is pending, and if cloture is invoked, that amendment can be passed with 51 votes, does the senator from Tennessee disagree that once cloture is invoked, Harry Reid, the majority leader, will be able to fund Obamacare with 51 votes?
Let me just ask this question. So we have a bill before us that I support. I think the senator from Texas supports. The senator from Utah supports, I think. So my question is, we have a bill that we support. The rules of the Senate have been here for decades, for generations, and for centuries in many cases. So are you thinking the House of Representatives would like for us to vote against cloture on their bill?
Well, I thank my friend.
Well, let me ask you this. And if you think that's what they wish for us to do, why is it that they're already developing language and legislation to send back over? It seems to me that they've already indicated that they view this strategy as a box canyon because they understand the Senate rules.
I can tell you this morning I spoke to over a dozen House members who explicitly said it would be fantastic if Senate Republicans could show the same unity we did and vote against cloture, because Majority Leader Reid has filed an amendment to gut our language. I would note also, the senator from Tennessee keeps expressing confusion. I have to admit, I don't think the American people are confused. If 41 Republicans stood together and voted against cloture because we said we do not support the amendment that Majority Leader Reid has filed to fund Obamacare, when we told our constituents we oppose Obamacare, we meant it. Yeah. So we are not going to be complicit in giving Harry Reid the ability to fund Obamacare.
Well, but the thing is, I think the senator from Texas may be confused. We're not going to be voting on the amendment. We have the chance to vote on the amendment after the vote on cloture. It's not the Republican side that's asking to stall. We only have 2 Republican senators that are wanting to push this off, and so I don't want that to be mischaracterized, if I could, and to say that it's my understanding that the reason that we're putting this off is because they would like for people around the country that they have notified to be able to watch. And so it's that process of making sure that everyone watches that I think is slowing this down. It's not the entire Republican side. I think most Republicans, I know all Republicans other than 2, would actually like to give the House the opportunity to respond in an appropriate way. With that, I yield the floor, and I've enjoyed this very much.